décision en créant la MIC. Donc, que le FMI nous dise dans un rapport d'essayer d'enlever la MIC en dessous de la BOM, nous, de notre côté, nous ne voyons pas l'intérêt parce que nous avons d'autres institutions qui nous disent le contraire. On est en train de travailler dessus. Jusqu'à présent, la MIC a fait son travail, a réussi à préserver des dizaines de milliers d'emplois et nous allons continuer avec cette structure en dessous de la Banque de Maurice. Merci.
So, can the Honorable Minister inform the House whether a due diligence exercise was carried out by the board of MIC to ensure that the investment in these large companies are profitable and commercially sound, and if so, provide a breakdown on the expected return by MIC in each of these companies? If not companies, even sector-wise, agriculture, construction, manufacturing, whatever.
Monsieur le Président, à l'époque, sous la présidence d'une sommité qui est le professeur, le Lord Desai, la question n'était pas de réaliser des profits, mais ce qui est bien, c'est que dans les derniers rapports qui m'ont été remis, nous voyons que la profitabilité que réalise la MIC est supérieure que la profitabilité des investissements de la Banque de Maurice en dehors de Maurice. Donc vous comprenez ce que cela veut dire, que nous avons perdu, on a eu des retours négatifs par rapport aux investissements de la Banque de Maurice à l'étranger, mais que c'est la MIC qui a pu permettre à la Banque de Maurice de dégager un profit.
Next question. Second member, Vacua Floréal.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Mauritius Post Limited is a private company incorporated in March 2003 under the Companies Act 2001, following the enactment of the Post Office Transfer of Undertaking Act, and the company is governed by its own board of directors. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is not the practice to disclose sensitive information with regards to government-owned companies, as such disclosure may cause prejudice to the company, especially since the Mauritius Post Limited has not received any grant or capital injection from government since 2016, and it is self-financing till date. Nevertheless, Mr. Speaker, sir, the financial situation of the Mauritius Post Limited is published in its annual report, which is public and may be consulted at the Registrar of Companies.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank the Minister for the reply. Can the Minister confirm that there was a loss of almost 200 million by the report of end of year 2020-2021?
Mr. Speaker, sir, just mentioned that all this information are available publicly, and as the Honourable Member mentioned, that it is of the public domain that in the financial year 2020-2021, there was indeed a loss of 199 million, but we know the reasons because of COVID, lockdown in the country, and the business of Mauritius Post only fully resumed its operation as from April 2021. So that, of course, results in loss of the company because the company in total was closed for that period.
Mr. Speaker, sir, can I ask another question? Can the Minister confirm that as per the Baker-Tilly report, it was said that a financial uncertainty as to the ability for this Mauritius Post to continue as a growing concern, and that the Minister himself said that the future of that company is very uncertain?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm not aware of the report of Baker Tilly. I'm aware of a report made by Deloitte. I don't know if the honourable member is confusing between the reports or he is mentioning a report which I don't have in my possession right now.
No, you can't continue asking a minister to confirm. You have been a senior minister yourself. How come? And you are still in Parliament. You're asking a minister, can you confirm, Read your standing orders. By the way, you already put 2 questions, and so let's move forward. We're in a parliamentary democracy. Let's give the chance to only one person speaking. We give the chance to other members.
B532. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am informed that the New Social Living Development Limited is in the process of verifying the information with the registrar of companies to ascertain whether the 14 selected contractors are in compliance with their financial obligations thereat. I am further informed that the audited financial statements for the last 5 years were requested from the 14 selected contractors in the letter of intent issued by NSLD to them. I wish to refer the Honourable Gentleman to the reply made by my colleague, the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, to Parliamentary Question B413 on the 9th of May 2023, whereby he informed the House that the selected contractors would be eligible for the advance payment facility of 25% against a bank guarantee or a guarantee from an insurance company. I am informed that, as per normal practice, prior to submission of any guarantee, all banks or insurance companies will carry a due diligence of the concerned contractors. Mr. Speaker, sir, the NSLD has informed that at this stage, no advance payment has been disbursed, and any such disbursement will be subject to compliance with their financial obligations with the registrar of companies.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad to learn from the reply of the Honourable Minister that following my PQB 413, with regards to the issue of registration or compliance with register of companies, a thorough check is being done. And I know he's not the substantive minister, so I won't be putting any question further to this. Thank you.
Next question.
B533.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Terre Rouge roundabout is currently operating beyond capacity during both peak and off-peak hours, with subsequent queuing along motorway M2 and adjacent roads. With a view to addressing this problem, a flyover is being constructed on motorway M2 at Terre Rouge roundabout, and the traffic movements will be reconfigured with the following objectives. Firstly, to segregate the main traffic along the motorway M2 and traffic accessing the adjoining regions, to alleviate the traffic congestions along motorway M2 and surrounding roads. Thirdly, to decrease travel time and reduce vehicle operating costs. Fourth, to increase the level of service of the road to enhance both safety of vehicles and pedestrians. And lastly, to boost economic growth. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to part A of the question, I'm informed by the Road Development Authority that the construction of the flyover at Terre Rouge roundabout project has been awarded to General Construction Company Limited. As regard to part B of the question, the scope of works in respect of the project comprises the following. First, design and construction of the reinforced concrete flyover on pier over Terre Rouge roundabout on motorway M2 for both northbound and southbound traffic. Secondly, design and construction of acceleration and deceleration lanes on both sides for southbound and northbound traffic. Third, design and construction upgrading of footpath, drain, and retaining structures. Fourth, design, construction, and relocation of bus laybys and bus shelters. Fifth, rerouting and protection of existing services such as CWA CB, and WMA network. 6, provision of adequate road lighting and safety equipment throughout the whole project, such as traffic lights, road markings, reflective road studs, traffic sign, informative panel, handrail, guardrail, concrete barriers, among others, and obviously landscaping. Mr. Speaker, sir, the duration of the project is 540 calendar days. Works have started in February 2023 and are expected to be completed in August 2024. With regard to part C of the question, the contract has been awarded for the sum of 427.1 million rupees inclusive of VAT. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House of any measure that will be taken regarding the pedestrian bridge located right next to the construction site?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm informed that the existing pedestrian bridge will be demolished, and in order to ensure safe passage of inhabitants from one side of the motorway to the other, a signalized pedestrian crossing will be installed underneath the flyover. Consultation between the RDA and the TMRSU will take place to ensure implementation of same.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Since this is a very busy junction, can the Honourable Minister advise if there are any measures that will be taken to ensure the fluidity of traffic during the construction period?
Mr. Speaker, sir, other Honourable Member herself is saying this is a very busy junction and highly built-up area, and I'll take this opportunity to make an appeal to the inhabitants of the region, the road users, to cooperate with the RDA and the contractor during the works. And obviously, there will be a lot of diversions, and it will be difficult one, I must say, and we rely on the cooperation of all the inhabitants. Thank you.
Next question.
B534.
Mr. Speaker, sir, laser photocoagulation is an ophthalmological treatment procedure which consists of the emission of light beam at a single point high energy laser generating a selective burn with two possible objectives. First, to removal or destruction of tissues such as tumoral lesions or new vessels, and the forming of scars on the retina to cause adhesion between the layers of the retina and the underlying epithelium to prevent the extension of retinal tears. In Mauritius, the photocoagulation machines are used mainly to reduce the risk of vision loss by diabetic retinopathy. The procedure is usually not painful, and the patient may need 2 or more treatment sessions. I'm informed that at present there is one laser photocoagulator machine which is operational at Subrahmanyam Bharati Mocha Eye Hospital, and there are 2 sessions of laser treatment being carried out daily at Mocha Eye Hospital for around 25 to 30 patients. These patients are referred by the specialist from the outpatient department of the same hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, 2 years back, after the second lockdown due to COVID-19 outbreak in June 2021, there was a slowdown of activities in the department so that necessary health safety measures such as social distancing and mandatory wearing of masks could be undertaken to mitigate the effect of COVID-19. In addition, patients needing laser treatments had at that time to undergo PCR test and therefore had to be admitted, and only upon receipt of a negative PCR result, they could receive the laser treatment. As such, for the period of June 2021 to August 2021, only 10 laser treatments were performed daily. As from September 2021, the rapid antigen test was used, and patients no longer had to be admitted to the hospital. This enabled a gradual increase in the number of cases undertaken daily by the staff at Moka Eye Hospital to 25 to 30 cases daily presently. The total number of cases of laser photocoagulator treatment at Moka Eye Hospital is 2,961 cases in 2021, 4,347 cases in 2022, and 1,398 cases in 2023 up to 30th April 2023. In addition, there is no waiting list for patients needing laser treatment. There is a book list, which means that the patient's laser treatment is scheduled on the day they are seen by the specialist in the outpatient department.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. If I got it well from the reply of the Minister, can he inform the House whether there's only one photocoagulator machine actually operational in the public hospitals?
No, Mr. Speaker, sir. In fact, the laser treatment is also carried out at Dr. AGG2 Hospital, SSRN Hospital, Bruno Chong Hospital, Victoria Hospital, and New Suyak Hospital. So there are different centers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. According to the report of the Director of Audit 2021-2022, service delivery was hampered due to frequent breakdowns of the photocoagulator machine. Can the Minister inform the House if this situation has been addressed? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as per information I have with me, so the maintenance work during warranty period were carried out satisfactorily without major breakdowns occurring during warranty period at the Moka Eye Hospital or G2 Hospital. Technical interventions at mainly Moka Eye Hospital were dealt rapidly and resolved almost daily. The other information I have, there was no major equipment breakdown and hence no extension during warranty period, neither at the Moka Eye Hospital nor at G2 Hospital. And there is no provision in the maintenance agreement for extension of contract in case of downtime of more than 5%. So these are the information that I have concerning the audit report.
Next question.
B535.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I am tabling the information requested. I'm tabling the whole list for the years 2021, 2022, 2023 in tabular form.
J'aurais aimé pouvoir avoir la liste pour pouvoir poser ma question supplémentaire.
Well, okay, if I may say, give some figures for number of dogs caught. 2021, 504, 2022, 326, and this year up to date, 195. Regarding adoption for year 2021, 103, 2022, 121, 2023 up to date, 80. And for euthanized, total of 185 have been euthanized and divided in year 2021, 45, year 2022, 30, and this year up to date, 22. I have to add, Mr. Speaker, sir, for euthanasia, there are two categories. The law provides for a category called dogs caught in strategic locations, namely hospitals, airport, etc., as is set down in the law, and there are other categories where animals cannot be, have to be euthanized for other reasons.
Le ministre est-il au courant que la Mauritius Society for Animal Welfare avait sorti un communiqué en janvier 2021 pour annoncer l'arrêt de la capture des chiens errants, sauf dans les endroits stratégiques dont il vient de faire mention. Sauf que toutes ces captures ne peuvent pas avoir été faites dans les endroits stratégiques et des vidéos sont en circulation sur Internet montrant la capture de chiens dans des endroits comme des morcellements à Rochebrune, la plage à Flic-en-Flac, Arbé-à-Combi. Le ministre peut-il nous expliquer est-ce qu'il y a eu un changement dans ces décisions qui n'ont pas été annoncées?
No. The policy, Mr. Speaker, sir, continues to be the catch, neuter, and release instead of catch and kill. But now, there are a number of reasons why catching has to be resorted to. if I may give examples of dangerous dogs or dogs situated in locations where catching has to be done, hospitals, airport, harbor, schools, dispensary, etc. So catching cannot be stopped altogether. There are a number of reasons why catching has to be resorted to. It is the treatment after catching which has evolved from catch and kill to catch, neuter, and release. Of course, euthanasia is also resorted to in extreme cases where there are no other options.
Oui, le communiqué est pourtant bien clair. Catching activity will cease until further notice. Donc, further notice has not been given, à ce que je sache. Mais je reviens sur ma deuxième question. Le ministre peut-il nous dire s'il a reçu une lettre de l'association One Voice lui demandant de la transparence par rapport aux enquêtes initiées par son ministère? Et si oui, pourquoi est-ce qu'il n'y répond pas?
I'm not aware which specific correspondence the honourable member is referring to. I may need to look at it because I do receive a number of correspondences and there is a total transparency in the activities of the EMSO. I would invite the honourable member and the public in general to have a look at the website of the EMSO or its Facebook page where all the activities of EMSO, I think, are widely published. But I will surely have a look at this specific correspondence and look into the matter.
Next question.
Yes, B536.
Monsieur le Président, la State Investment Corporation Limited, SIC, a conclu un accord de co-entreprise avec Yihai International Investment Management Limited pour la mise en œuvre d'un projet de Smart City sous le nom de Yihai Investment Limited. Le projet comprend les éléments suivants. Un ensemble résidentiel avec villas et immeubles d'appartements, un complexe de bureaux et de commerce et un complexe de loisirs. Après avoir obtenu tous les permis et approbations nécessaires en octobre 2019, le projet a démarré juste avant le début de la pandémie de la COVID-19. Par conséquent, sa mise en œuvre a été considérablement ralentie au cours des années 2020 et 2021. Malgré la réouverture de l'économie mauricienne au cours du second semestre 2021, les mesures COVID-19 en cours en Chine ont été prolongées jusqu'au milieu de l'année 2022. La mobilité des ressources en est trouvée fortement entravée, le promoteur étant très dépendant des matériaux et de la main-d'œuvre en provenance de Chine. En outre, alors que le marché cible de ce projet était initialement constitué d'acheteurs chinois, la réponse du marché chinois a été très faible au regard des restrictions prolongées en Chine. Ainsi, le promoteur a modifié l'orientation de son marché vers d'autres pays. Tous ces éléments ont entraîné un retard supplémentaire dans la mise en œuvre du projet. À cet égard, et depuis le dernier semestre 2022, une nouvelle équipe composée principalement de chefs de projet, d'entrepreneurs et de consultants locaux a été nommée par le promoteur afin d'accélérer la mise en œuvre du projet. Monsieur le Président, j'ai été informé qu'à ce jour, 4 villas ont été entièrement achevées et que les acheteurs potentiels ont manifesté leurs intérêts. Les travaux d'infrastructure pour les 4 villas, y compris leur voie d'accès, ont été achevés. D'autres travaux sont en cours sur le site. En outre, la partie structurelle de la construction du premier bloc de 28 appartements, comprenant un rez-de-chaussée et 6 étages, a également été achevée. Les finitions et les travaux intérieurs sont en cours. Plus de 40% des appartements en construction ont été réservés par des acheteurs et les acomptes correspondants ont déjà été reçus. La livraison des appartements est prévue à partir du début décembre 2023. L'avancement de la mise en œuvre du projet dans sa globalité est suivi de près et la SAIC se réserve le droit de prendre les mesures qui s'imposent en cas de besoin. Merci.
Speaker, in a spirit of fairness and parliamentary democracy, can I have 3 supplementary questions? Just have Honorable Dulab Jadhad.
No.
Thank
in
you.
the same spirit of fairness to others, so many members in this House, and spirit of parliamentary democracy, I can't allow.
Yeah, but I'll just remind you that
Only 2.
you just gave Honorable Dulab 3 supplementary.
Who?
Honorable Dulab, I counted it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, we'll check it anyway.
No, there's not.
Mr. Speaker, les nouvelles ne sont pas bonnes du tout par rapport à ce projet. Ce projet a été annoncé en 2015 et les PMI ont été alloués en 2018. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the Honourable Minister that the SIC had invested in this project in terms of 97 arpents, which is to the tune of today's market price, 2 billion rupees as equity in this joint venture.
Put that question.
So my question to the Honourable Minister, does he fund this normal that SIC invested already 2 billion rupees, and what we just heard, that there has been only 4 villas that has been constructed, et il y a des acheteurs potentiels.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, my question is...
You're embarking on a debate. This is why I'm here, to prevent you to go and debate. Yeah, let the minister reply.
Monsieur le Président, comme je viens d'expliquer, c'est un projet qui a démarré en 2012, et même pas en 2015, c'est en 2012. L'intérêt a été identifié en 2012. Mais malheureusement, et après on a eu le projet, la concrétisation du projet en 2019. Malheureusement, on a eu le Covid, et je ne vais pas revenir là-dessus, on sait tous ce qu'on a vécu durant le Covid. Et comme le promoteur, je l'ai dit, est un promoteur chinois, la Chine a été affectée jusqu'en milieu de 2022 par la Covid. La frontière était fermée, donc il y avait beaucoup de retard dans ce projet. Et concernant l'estimation, j'ai pas ce chiffre, j'ai pas le chiffre de 2 milliards, je vais vérifier et je reviendrai à l'Assemblée avec les chiffres. De mon côté, j'ai un chiffre de 573 millions de roupies concernant l'investissement de la SIC, mais je vais vérifier et revenir vers l'honorable membre là-dessus.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, Montebello Smart City, which is found in a radius of less than 1 kilometer to the smart city of Yihai Smart City. And Montebello Smart City is up and running. When we go on the motorway, you can find it. So, will the Honourable Minister agree with me that it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to have 2 smart cities, one next to the another? And we can see that it is not picking up. There's no buyers are rushing to buy it.
Monsieur le Président, je me permets d'avoir une opinion différente. Comme je l'ai dit, nous avons vécu cette crise, la pandémie a bloqué beaucoup de projets. Donc, le projet Yihai, qui a démarré en 2019, est maintenant en cours de finalisation. Et nous avons les intérêts. Je le dis bien, il y a des intérêts pour ce projet. Nous, de notre côté, nous suivons la situation. En particulier, la SIC est en train de voir où ça en est, quels sont les retours sur investissement par rapport à ce projet. Mais c'est sûr que Montebello a été un succès. Et nous, on est en train, de notre côté aussi, de regarder s'il y a un problème. Bien sûr, je reviendrai à l'Assemblée avec les éléments.
Next question.
B537.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm informed by the District Council of Rivière-du-Rempart that for the project construction of a football ground at Coster, a plot of land to the extent of 10,000 meters square has been identified, and a request for acquisition of land has been made to the Ministry of Housing and Land Use Planning. The project will consist of the following components: construction of the football ground, fencing and landscaping work, construction of the cloakroom, lighting of football ground, construction of tires, and fencing work. It is estimated to cost about 35 million rupees. The project is presently under preparation stage. Design and procurement procedures will start as soon as the land is vested into the council.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I ask the Honourable Minister, perhaps he has mentioned it, I missed it, will the football ground also consist of changing room and toilet block?
Yeah, I just mentioned the construction of cloakroom as well.
Mr. Speaker, sir, second question. May I ask the Honourable Minister when, tentatively, when this project we can expect it to be completed?
As I mentioned, Mr. Speaker, sir, it doesn't depend on me. I'm just waiting for the land. When I get the land, we've got some money, we are going to start the project. And I can reassure the member that this project is being followed closely by Honourable Ramdeni as well. He's asked me about the project almost every month. That's the answer I'm giving him.
Order. The table is advised that PQB 539, 548, 550, 553, 558, 567, 569 have been withdrawn. Next question.
B538.
Speaker, sir, with your permission, I'm placing the information requested by the honourable member in the library of the National Assembly.
Honourable Minister, can you inform the House about the outcome of...
I said earlier, Honourable John, bear with me. I said earlier that questions are not addressed directly to ministers. So you should address your question through the chair. It's not difficult. Practice it. He was not here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry in your place. But do the right thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Mr. Speaker, can the Honourable Minister inform the House the outcome of each of these missions?
Very good.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Lord Mayor went on overseas mission. He had 8 trips overseas, and 6 of them he was accompanied by the Chief Executive of the Municipal Council. As far as I can remember here, the Lord Mayor, he's a member of the Executive Committee of the AIMF. That is the Association Internationale des Maires Francophones. And he attended the meetings there 4 times. And that's very important to remember. If you don't attend the meeting, you run the risk of losing the seat on the executive committee. And it did happen in the past, that Mauritius lost their seat because of the absence. That's one. Secondly, the city of Port-Louis has been listed as the UNESCO Creative Cities in November 2021, so he has to attend it. Thirdly, in December 2022, the city of Port-Louis has been elected to preside over the AVCOI, Association des Villes et Collectivités de l'Océan Indien. That he has to attend. In 2022, the City Council of Port-Louis made an application to AIMF for the funding of the voltaic project on the Municipal Council of Port-Louis. They made the application at a meeting held in Abidjan and eventually in Tunis. And here, I'm very happy to mention that a grant of 250,000 euros, that is about 12 million rupees, was approved at the meeting in Paris in April 2023 for that particular project in Mauritius.
You have another supplementary?
Yes. Honourable Mr. Speaker, Honourable Minister, can inform the House what about the municipal theatre that the Lord Mayor requests through the IMF to get fund to finalize the project?
Mr. Speaker, sir, as the Honourable Member knows very well, this project, the first renovation of the municipal, the first phase was funded to the tune of 300,000 euros. That was some time ago, and that was the latest.
Next question. So we move
B540.
Speaker, sir, I'm informed by the Municipal Council of Kirpip that it does not have a project for the construction of a football ground at La Brasserie. Instead, the Council has approved the construction of a synthetic mini soccer pitch at La Brasserie, and same would be implemented under the Indian grant assistance. The bid for the project has been launched on the 5th of May 2023, and the closing date was the 15th, that is yesterday. The duration of the project is going to be about 105 days after successful award of the contract and mobilization of the contractor on site.
Can we know the tentative date? Chair, can we know?
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, can we know from the Minister when will the bid will be floated for this project?
I just mentioned the bid for the project has been launched already on the 5th of May 2023, and the closing date was yesterday, I mentioned already.
Next question. Next question. First member Belrose and Capricorn.
Stroke 544.
Mr. Speaker, sir, at the very outset, I wish to refer the honourable member to the reply made to PQ B423 by my colleague at the sitting of 9th of May 2023, whereby he clarified that Mauritius is not a conduit for money laundering, since all global business companies licensed by the Financial Services Commission have to meet substance requirements on an ongoing basis as per the provisions of the law. In regards to the current question, I am informed by the FSC that open source information indicates the following. A, the Supreme Court of India has, on the 2nd of March 2023, directed the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, to complete the investigation into the Adani Group and submit a status report within a period of 2 months. The purpose of the said investigation is to determine, inter alia, whether there has been failure on the part of Adani Group to disclose related party transactions, any manipulation of stock prices, and violation of public shareholding rules in light of the allegations raised in the Hindenburg report. And B, on 29th April 2023, SEBI has sought a 6-month extension from the Supreme Court of India to complete its probe into the Hindenburg allegations. The Supreme Court of India will hear the plea of SEBI on the 12th May 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am further informed by the FSC that no report of inquiry conducted by the SEBI into the Adani Group has been shared with the Commission.
Substantive, supplementary question.
Next question. Next question.
B547.
Dr. Omia is here? You are too silent today. Put your question. I'm going by the instruction of the chair. So it's Dr. Omia. So many people have withdrawn their questions, some don't even know. So,
Okay, 49.
should I go by the turn of Dr. Umir? Okay, Dr. Umir?
Once again, B54.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in reply to part A of the question, Dr. Mrs. CG, docteur en médecine et lauréat de la faculté université ou UFR Paris 7, former head of clinic at the Necker Hospital, enfant malade à Paris, former head of the clinical immunology department at the CHU Réunion University Hospital, former president of the Réunion Health Conference and of the Réunion Care Organization Commission, and former vice president of the National Health Conference of France. Was initially employed as senior advisor on public health matters on a contract basis for a period of 1 year with effect from 19 April 2020. Her contract of employment has subsequently been renewed on an annual basis with effect from 19 April 2021. The present contract of employment will expire on 18 April 2024. Dr. Mrs. CG, Senior Advisor on Public Health Matters at my ministry, is performing the following duties: advising the ministry on the strategy to strengthen the preparedness plan and response to the COVID-19 and other communicable diseases, proposing an action plan for an effective response to COVID-19 and other infectious diseases, advising on an appropriate post-curfew strategy and action plan, advising on the review, revamping of our public health programs, healthcare planning and surveillance systems, advising and providing technical assistance in epidemiology and monitoring of and evaluation activities generally, assessing the adequacy of the existing procedures and policies regarding control of infectious diseases in hospitals and other healthcare institutions, homes for the elderly, shelters, reform institutions, prisons, educational institutions, and other public places vulnerable to spread of the diseases, advising on the appropriate training needs of healthcare workers on communicable disease control, advising on and assisting in conducting public health sensitization campaigns, effecting daily visits to all public health institutions in Mauritius so as to ensure that each and every activity undertaken by all health personnel and other officers thereat is carried out in accordance with established protocols and standards operating procedures as the case may be, or to take corrective measures, including training and necessary guidance in the event of any shortcoming and non-compliance, submitting daily report on findings and recommendations, assisting in coordination of public health emergencies and response programs, elaboration of strategic action plans, protocols for the health sector, and development of training programs in collaboration with medical and educational institutions, and lastly, performing such other cognate duties as may be assigned by me. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to Part B of the question, I am informed that there is no adverse report thereon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the Honourable Minister mentioned, one of our duties consists of conducting daily public health visits at our public health institutions. Can the Honourable Minister, is the Honourable Minister not been made aware of her interference in clinical, and I repeat, in clinical practice of anesthesia and other associated specialties, despite the fact she is not registered at the Medical Council?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the honourable member should forward me the complaint officially. It's not, should be not a hearsay, and I will look into the matter based on the scheme of duties of the advisor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House, is there no such rare bird in Mauritius who have such abilities and knowledge and intellectual capacity in medicine and associated procedures to perform her duties?
Mr. Speaker, sir, no, there is no such rare bird in Mauritius. I've already given you the...
No, how can that be? You put my friend... Oh, honorable member, you are in Parliament. Let me remind you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I should not give back the introduction of the person concerned. And Dr. Nakchedi is employed in the Ministry of Health as a specialist doing the scheme of the specialist duties. And the advisor is doing the duties as per prescribed in what I've said before.
Next question.
B551.
You should follow your turn.
Yeah, oh, it's okay.
Honorable Minister of Finance.
Monsieur le Président, comme la Chambre le sait, depuis 2021, une augmentation constante des prix a été observée dans la plupart des pays du monde. Selon le FMI, le taux d'inflation mondial est passé de 3,2% en 2020 à 4,7% en 2021. Il a ensuite augmenté pour atteindre 8,7% en 2022, ce qui est le taux le plus élevé enregistré au cours des 26 dernières années. En tant qu'économie ouverte, Maurice n'a pas été épargné par la montée de l'inflation. Selon les derniers chiffres publiés par Statistique Mauritius, le taux d'inflation à Maurice pour les 12 mois se terminant en avril 2023 est de 10,9%. Pour l'année 2021, le taux d'inflation était de 4% et pour 2022, il était de 10,8%. Monsieur le Président, ce taux d'inflation élevé s'explique principalement par les facteurs externes. Ces facteurs sont les suivants. Tout d'abord, les confinements et blocages liés à la COVID-19, en particulier en Chine et en Asie, qui ont perturbé la production mondiale et les chaînes d'approvisionnement. Cette situation a provoqué d'importantes pénuries car l'offre n'a pas suffi à répondre à l'augmentation significative de la demande des consommateurs à la suite de la réouverture des économies. Deuxièmement, le coût du fret a été multiplié par plus de 5 en raison d'une pénurie de navires de transport dans les ports où ils étaient nécessaires. Cela a entraîné une hausse des coûts de transport pour de nombreux produits manufacturés qui a été répercutée sur les consommateurs. Et troisièmement, le conflit en Ukraine qui a exercé une pression supplémentaire sur les prix du pétrole et des denrées alimentaires en raison de contraintes au niveau de l'offre et de la destruction de nombreuses infrastructures physiques. Je dois cependant souligner que nous avons observé une tendance à la baisse de l'inflation au cours des 2 derniers mois. Le taux d'inflation à Maurice est ainsi passé de 11,3% en février 2023 à 11,1% en mars et à 10,9% en avril. À l'avenir, nous nous attendons à ce que le taux d'inflation continue à baisser. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House why the government has not reduced the duties on several commodities in order to bring down the inflation rate, especially on the rising fuel price for the last 6 months, as to help and support medium and small and medium-sized business owners who are adversely affected by the rise in inflation?
Monsieur le Président, comme je l'ai cité précédemment lors de la PQ, nous avons mis en œuvre une série de mesures depuis 2017 pour soutenir le pouvoir d'achat et dans le dernier budget, nous sommes venus avec de nombreuses mesures pour soutenir les plus vulnérables et la classe moyenne. Je ne vais pas revenir avec toutes ces mesures. Je crois que l'honorable membre a nous a entendus sur ces membres. Je voudrais simplement préciser. De ce côté, il est vrai, nous avons de l'inflation, mais nous travaillons pour venir en aide à la population. Nous travaillons, nous préparons des mesures et nous sommes en train de faire des arbitrages pour que ces mesures aient un impact direct sur le pouvoir d'achat des plus vulnérables en particulier, mais aussi de la classe moyenne.
Thank you. Whether the government has formulated any strategy to check the price rise and to contain inflation rate in the next coming budget?
Pour le prochain budget, nous travaillons pour, encore une fois, préserver le pouvoir d'achat des Mauriciens, mais concernant la politique monétaire et la politique des taux de change, nous avons indiqué à la Banque de Maurice, nous avons demandé qu'il y ait beaucoup plus de contrôle, mais comme vous le savez, Maurice c'est un pays ouvert, la politique des taux de change est une politique flexible et nous ne pouvons pas trop le contrôler, mais vous avez bien remarqué que depuis quelques mois, il y a une baisse au niveau de la valeur du dollar, ce qui veut dire que nous sommes en train d'avoir une légère appréciation de la roupie. Pour revenir concernant le taux d'inflation, il y a aussi la politique monétaire avec la hausse du taux directeur qui est en train d'avoir un impact sur le taux d'inflation. Mais nous devons aussi voir ce qui se passe à l'extérieur. Nous constatons qu'au niveau mondial, le taux d'inflation demeure élevé, ce qui a une répercussion sur le taux d'inflation à Maurice.
The table has been advised that following PQ B552, B555, B571 have been withdrawn. Time over.
Motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I move that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10.
Motion seconded. The question is that all the business on today's order paper be exempted from the provisions of paragraph 2 of Standing Order 10. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. Aye. Ayes have it.
Statements by ministers none. Public bills first.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I move that the status of the author's bill be read a first time.
Seconded.
Public bills second reading.
Speaker, sir, I move that the Education Amendment Bill number 6 of 2023 be read a second time.
Seconded.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm pleased to introduce to the House a bill that is slated to be a precursor to Mauritius having its National Examination Board for the secondary education subsector. This bill purports to amending the Education Act 1957 so as to set up a National Examinations Board for the organization and conduct of examinations in designated subjects at secondary education level. The bill will also confer upon the University of Mauritius the power to award certificates of the National Examination Board upon the latter's recommendations. The National Examination Board will, in collaboration with the Mauritius Examination Syndicate, conduct examinations in designated subjects listed in the second schedule of the Education Act. The University of Mauritius will be the awarding body for a certification pitched at level 3 on the National Qualifications Framework. Thus, it will be at par with the school certificate, the O-level. Mr. Speaker, sir, we must recognize that today it has become fundamental for our education system to offer diversity of subjects that are aligned with our contextual needs, subjects that empower youth with the necessary knowledge, skills, and competencies to become responsible citizens of tomorrow. We must agree that the setting up of the National Examinations Board for the secondary subsector has become a requisite and is a strategic move that signals a new era on the Mauritian educational landscape. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, to now briefly lead the House through the bill. The bill proposes an amendment to the Education Act 1957 by inserting after Section 5 a new Section 5D. Accordingly, the new Section 5D, referred to as the National Examination Board for the Secondary Education Subsector, spells out clearly the functions of the board. These inter alia cover, firstly, organizing and conducting examinations in respect of such subjects for the secondary education subsector as the ministry may determine, developing rules and regulations for such national examinations and assessments, developing assessment frameworks and assessment syllabuses in the subjects listed in the second schedule, conducting research on assessment for the secondary level, partnering with the relevant institutions, local and international, as may be necessary for the conduct of examinations, and also establishing linkages with international bodies to undertake inter alia benchmarking of national qualifications. This, Mr. Speaker, sir, would be a highly effective means for the National Examination Board to establish a nexus with recognized examination bodies overseas whose expertise would be an asset in our quality assurance strategy. Mr. Speaker, sir, the governance issue is also highlighted with the membership of the board at clause 3. A chairperson will be appointed by the Prime Minister. Other members of the board will be persons with expertise in administrative, financial, and technical aspects impacting the conduct of examinations. In accordance with clause 4 of the bill, these members will hold office for a period of 3 years and will be eligible for reappointment. At this point, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me inform the House that an amendment to the bill has already been circulated and that I will, during the committee stage, move for the following amendment to clause 4, subsection 4, whereby the words subsection 3A and J would be deleted and replaced by the word subsection 3J. The minister responsible for the subject of education will appoint 3 members having wide experience in the field of education and in exam-related issues. At clause 5 of the bill, it is provided that the secretary to the board, who will also be the custodian of all documentation related to the board, be a public officer. He will be assisted by a team comprising other public officers. That is why, Mr. Speaker, sir, the National Examination Board has been empowered at clause 6 to enlist the services of such public officers and employees of other relevant institutions to assist in the proper discharge of its functions. Other sections are those commonly and conventionally figuring in such bills. These include the insertion of a new definition for the term Senior Chief Executive that will also be applicable to the main act, in which to date only the permanent secretary is defined. It is also worth highlighting that as examinations are traditionally viewed from the lens of confidentiality and especially trust, clause 12 has been specifically inserted. This provides for members and officers of the board to take an oath of secrecy, with provision made for a fine not exceeding 200,000 rupees and an imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years to any person flouting this sacrosanct principle. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me at this stage to guide the House on the role that the University of Mauritius will be called upon to play with the coming into operation of this bill. The University of Mauritius is a reputed institution with the required experience and expertise as an awarding body. The conferment of the new role under this amendment to the Education Act will require consequential amendments to the University of Mauritius Act to include at Section 2, the definition for the National Examination Board. At Section 4, a new object for the University to be an awarding body for the secondary education subsector in respect to subjects listed in the second schedule to the Education Act. And at section 21, a new subclause to empower the Senate of the university to make regulations in respect of the award of the above-mentioned certificates. The Senate of the University of Mauritius will thus have the additional responsibility of setting the rules for the examinations and validating the papers and the examination results through rigorous quality assurance exercises. The second schedule refers to Creole Mauricien as being the first designated subject to be assessed under the aegis of the National Examination Board. We will agree, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the language is a fitting tool to build up the knowledge of learners, develop their intelligence, and their ability to think critically. At the same time, the formal learning of one language always positively impacts on the acquisition of other languages as well. This is certainly true for all languages taught in our schools. That being said, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to briefly present a historical timeline regarding Creole Mauricien that has been designated as a first subject in the schedule. Members of the National Assembly will recall that Creole Mauricien was introduced as an optional subject in all primary schools as from January 2012 in grade 1 at par with other optional subjects. The educational reforms led by my ministry in 2016 brought in its wake the development of a new curriculum framework that took on board Creole Mauricien as an examinable subject. A first formal assessment of Creole Mauricien was conducted in October 2017. 2,480 pupils of grade 6 entered for Creole Mauricien at the first PSAC assessment. The performance after the first sitting stood at 79.6%. Since 2017, Creole Mauricien is being treated at par with other optional subjects with respect to admission in secondary schools. In view of the interest expressed by students, Creole Mauricien came to be offered in some 20 state secondary schools and 70 private secondary schools in grade 7 as from 2018. In April 2021, the first cohort of around 1,200 students reached grade 9 and sat for Creole Mauricien at the first National Certificate of Education assessment. The performance stood at 96.6%. In the academic year 2020-2021, a total of 19,890 pupils of primary schools studied Creole Mauricien, while the figures for grades 7, 8, and 9 in secondary schools stood at 5,935. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, sir, to inform the House that as far back as in 2018, the Mauritius Examination Syndicate engaged in discussions with Cambridge International Examinations for Creole Mauricien to be offered at school certificate level in the CAIE system. Several reasons were put forward by CAIE to explain why they would not be able to offer Creole Mauricien at school certificate level. The CAIE informed that they only offer the inclusion of a qualification syllabus when they themselves are involved in the development of the curriculum. Further, they claimed to have no expertise in Creole Mauritian and that the corpus of literature available in Creole Mauritian, according to them, was minimal. Finally, CIE was skeptical regarding the sustainability and the cost-effectiveness of Creole Mauritian as a subject at Cambridge school certificate level. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the face of the refusal of Cambridge CIE to offer Creole Mauritian as an examinable subject at SC level, and in view of the legitimate expectations of students having studied CAM for 9 years to pursue their studies beyond grade 9, a ministerial committee was set up under the chairmanship of the Honorable Prime Minister to look into the ways and means of unfurling Creole Mauritian at the upper secondary education level as an examinable subject. I must here applaud the work done by the Ministerial Committee under the chair of the Honorable Prime Minister, which came up with a number of recommendations. The first one being to offer Creole Mauritian as an optional subject at grade 10 level as from May 2021. The second one related to the setting up of the National Examination Board. The third one concerned the offer of Creole Mauritian as an examinable subject at the end of grade 11, leading to a national school certificate in Creole Mauritian awarded by the University of Mauritius. This certificate, Mr. Speaker, sir, will be pitched at level 3 of the National Qualifications Framework. That is, it will be at par with the school certificate, the O-level. A credit obtained in KM will also be reckoned for the purpose of promotion to grade 12. This year, there are 209 grade 11 students who have opted for Creole Mauritian, while in grade 10, we have 785 students studying Creole Mauritian. The number is likely to be on the rising curve in the years to come. I'd like to stress here that the Cambridge School Certificate and the National School Certificate in Creole Mauritian issued in the same examination series will be deemed to have been taken at one and the same sitting. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the fulfillment of its obligations, the National Examination Board will enlist the active collaboration of established institutions, namely the University of Mauritius, the Mauritius Institute of Education, and the Mauritius Examination Syndicate. And Mr. Speaker, sir, we expect that work will be carried on smoothly by these institutions. Mr. Speaker, sir, I said it earlier, the setting up of the National Examination Board for the secondary education subsector is a landmark and a strategic move that signals a new era in our educational sector. My ministry is strongly concerned about ensuring that standards are kept high and that the credibility of the National Examination Board is never questioned. Indeed, all institutions concerned by this initiative, namely the University of Mauritius, the Mauritius Examination Syndicate, the Mauritius Institute of Education, are all well-established institutions that have high repute in our educational system. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are going to get it right. Mr. Speaker, sir, I now commend the bill to the House.
Merci. La ministre a essayé d'apporter un peu d'éclairage sur l'organisation des examens du créole mauricien. au niveau de la grade 11, car jusqu'ici, c'est la confusion totale. Or, des zones d'ombre persistent et suscitent pas mal d'interrogations. Je m'explique. L'objet du projet d'amendement du Education Bill est justement la création de National Examination Board pour l'organisation des examens pour les étudiants en grade 11 et la remise de diplômes dans cette matière par l'Université de Maurice. Jusqu'à présent, le créole mauricien est le seul designated subject en vertu du projet de loi dont la seule matière affectée dans le court terme. Voyons d'abord le contexte. En 2021, il y a eu un fort plaidoyer en faveur du KM en 10e année comme examinable subject pour le Cambridge School Certificate éventuellement. Pendant longtemps, les réactionnaires ont voulu faire croire qu'en introduisant cette langue, on allait faire une faveur à une communauté spécifique. Or, tel n'est pas le cas. Le KM est la première langue parlée et comprise par la majorité des Mauriciens. Et c'est donc sur une base de droits humains que le KM se doit de trouver sa place qui lui revient dans nos institutions scolaires. Face à la pression populaire, le gouvernement a ainsi pris la décision le 13 mai 2021 en Conseil des ministres d'offrir KM au niveau du School Certificate. Finalement, le KM a fait son chemin jusqu'en grade 11. C'était un grand progrès pour la République de Maurice en termes de droits linguistiques et culturels. Toutefois, la ministre de l'Éducation a avancé plusieurs raisons pour dire que Cambridge n'a pas accepté d'offrir KM au niveau du School Certificate. Ces raisons sont restées très douteuses et suspectes pour les différents partenaires du secteur éducatif et les militants des droits humains. En attendant, les éducateurs du KM sont laissés à eux-mêmes. Ils n'ont aucun soutien des autorités et créent eux-mêmes leur propre programme et continuent à faire leur classe. Contrairement aux autres matières, à ce jour, les étudiants n'ont pas de specimen paper pour se préparer aux examens. Pas de mock exams. Hier. Et le comble, c'est qu'il n'y a aucune communication officielle faite aux établissements scolaires sur l'entrée à l'examen pour le Cambridge School Certificate, sur la manière de procéder pour l'inscription des candidats au KM, alors que les inscriptions aux examens ont été effectuées pour d'autres matières. La question qui demeure dans le milieu est qui va préparer ce specimen paper? Le MES, le University of Mauritius ou le nouveau NEB? Nous allons revenir à ce fameux NEB, ça veut dire National Examination Board, un peu plus tard. C'est l'incompréhension totale pour les étudiants et les enseignants et un manque de respect de la part du ministère. Il y a un sentiment de discrimination et d'injustice. Le Mauricien du 3 mai cite une institutrice qui traduit les appréhensions et les inquiétudes de ses élèves. Je cite, « Mes élèves me demandent comment sera le papier d'examen, quand on va pouvoir pratiquer, mais je n'en ai aucune idée. Ils ne comprennent pas pourquoi leurs camarades qui ont choisi les autres langues peuvent déjà pratiquer des questionnaires et ainsi se préparer aux examens. Ils se sentent lésés et sont conscients qu'ils ne prendront pas les examens dans les mêmes conditions. C'est unfair. » Fin de citation. Hier matin, Monsieur le Président, des profs qui enseignent en grade 11 ne sont pas au courant de ce qui se passe. Les autorités avaient 2 ans pour se préparer, mais rien n'a été fait. Il n'y a que le textbook. Maintenant, aujourd'hui, c'est le branle-bas de combat et la cacophonie totale. Plusieurs questions restent posées. Comment sera le questionnaire? Combien de papiers sont prévus? Quel est le modèle qui va être utilisé? Quand est-ce que les mock exams vont être soumis? Ils sont censés être soumis ce mois-ci. Quand va-t-on faire le training pour la correction des épreuves? Des questions également sur le KM en HSI, car les étudiants devront bientôt faire le choix des matières. Le KM sera-t-il offert au niveau principal ou subsidiaire? A-t-on commencé à travailler sur le syllabus et les manuels afin que tout soit prêt à la rentrée 2024? Le gouvernement prendra-t-il la disposition d'offrir le KM comme sujet de bourse avec la liste de combinaisons de sujets? Est-ce que le KM est offert dans les académies? Sinon, pourquoi? Le certificat de Cambridge mentionnera-t-il le créole mauricien? Ou est-ce qu'il y aura un certificat séparé pour le créole mauricien? Est-ce qu'il y aura deux certificats? Un certificat délivré par Cambridge et un autre par l'Université de Maurice. Est-ce que le résultat du KM sera inclus dans le certificat de Cambridge ou est-ce qu'il y aura un certificat séparé? C'est la confusion totale. Le Dr Jimmy Harmon, directeur adjoint et responsable du CEDEC, a rédigé un papier sur les amendements à l'Education Act. Il se pose des questions sur l'élaboration du National Higher School Certificate. Je cite, « De nombreuses questions subsistent concernant la tenue du premier examen du National School Certificate et la suite qui lui sera donnée, écrit-il. Il se demande ainsi quelles ont été les dispositions prises pour offrir le KM en grade 12 à la prochaine rentrée scolaire et se demande si le gouvernement donnera la possibilité au KM d'être un scholarship subject, comme c'est le cas pour d'autres langues à Maurice. Ce projet de loi concerne uniquement le créole mauricien. Pourquoi un projet d'amendement à la loi, alors que pour le français, par exemple, qui ne relève pas non plus de Cambridge, il n'y a pas eu d'amendement, alors que le contexte est le même pour les deux sujets, les deux matières. Venons-en maintenant à la création du National Examination Board. Sous ce projet de loi, le NEB aura la responsabilité d'organiser les examens, de préparer les questionnaires et d'organiser la correction, entre autres. Mais avec quel personnel et quelle expertise? Et surtout quand? Le temps presse, Monsieur le Président. Commentant la création du NEB, le docteur Harmon s'interroge. Je cite, « Pourquoi mettre sur pied un National Examination Board alors que le MES organise des examens depuis des années? C'est vrai. Pourquoi ne pas confier ces examens au MES qui a déjà le personnel, les compétences et l'expertise? Qui siégera sur le board? Le projet de loi stipule que le board sera présidé par une personne nommée par le Premier ministre. Pourquoi le Premier ministre? Il y aura également le supervising officer et deux autres représentants du même ministère. Quelles sont les qualifications du chairperson? Qu'est-ce qui fait croire que ce ne sera pas encore un agent politique, un copain, une copine? Et en plus, ils auront la responsabilité de la préparation des papiers d'examen. Pourquoi est-ce que c'est le ministre qui va décider du montant des allocations des membres? Est-ce que le PRB n'a pas déjà fixé les allocations pour les membres des boards? Quid du MES? Étant donné que le board, le National Examination Board, assumera les fonctions déjà effectuées par MES et autres institutions existantes. En effet, la loi régissant le MES spécifie clairement ses fonctions à la section 4. The objects of the syndicate shall be to organize and conduct such examinations as may be directed by the minister, to award certificates and to cooperate with other examination bodies. Le MES est le seul organisme à gérer les examens nationaux et internationaux. Désormais, il y aura 2 organismes. Donc, il y a duplication. Pourquoi 2 institutions avec les mêmes objectifs? Est-ce qu'il y a là un agenda caché? Est-ce que l'agenda serait de tout contrôler et de ne rien laisser à Cambridge? Aujourd'hui, on commence avec le créole mauricien. Demain, ce sera au tour d'autres matières. Il n'y a aucune raison pour un organisme parallèle au MES. Pourquoi ne pas créer une unité spéciale au sein du MES pour l'organisation du KM? On éviterait ainsi de gaspiller l'argent des contribuables. En même temps, le MES devrait faire preuve de plus de rigueur. On se souvient de ce cas d'un employé du MES pris en flagrant délit avec des papiers d'examen pour les épreuves du PESAC qui auraient eu lieu quelques jours après et dont l'enfant, paraît-il, devait prendre part aux examens. C'est un scandale qui a fait grand bruit au sein du MES. Qu'est-il arrivé par la suite? Nul ne le sait. Il y a eu des fuites de papiers d'examen, certes. Cela ne veut pas dire que l'on ne peut pas faire confiance à tous les Mauriciens et les mettre tous dans le même panier. Il y a des patriotes capables et intègres, mais c'est ce gouvernement et les institutions sous son contrôle qui n'inspirent pas confiance. Je conclus en disant ceci. C'est un véritable manque de respect, non seulement envers les étudiants et les enseignants, mais surtout vis-à-vis du KM, langue de tous les Mauriciens. Cela en dit long sur l'état d'esprit de ce gouvernement. On comprend mieux maintenant ces tergiversations autour de l'introduction du KM au Parlement. Et cela démontre encore une fois l'incompétence au sommet. Gérer un examen aussi important avec une telle nonchalance est sans précédent. C'est l'inquiétude, le stress, l'angoisse et l'incertitude pour les étudiants en grade 11 optant pour le KM comme matière. Ailleurs, encore une fois, toujours pas de code pour l'enregistrement au niveau du School Certificate. Il aurait fallu négocier avec Cambridge pour la préparation des examens. Malgré le fait que Cambridge ait commis quelques erreurs, les Mauriciens font encore confiance, font plus confiance en cette institution. Si nous ne sommes pas satisfaits avec Cambridge, il nous faut commencer à penser à d'autres options. À un certain moment, il était question de l'International Baccalaureate. Pourquoi ne pas y réfléchir sérieusement? En attendant, il faut confier la responsabilité de toute la question du KM au MES en collaboration avec Cambridge. J'en ai terminé.
Mr. Speaker, sir, at the very outset, let me thank you for giving me the opportunity to bring my humble contribution on the Education Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, sir, pour répondre à l'honorable Oriane Navarre-Marie, je voudrais dire que le créole mauricien is not a partisan issue. It is an issue that affects all of us, regardless of our political affiliations. Le créole mauricien ne touche pas une communauté, mais toute la nation mauricienne. Le créole mauricien est ce que nous avons tous en commun. Alors, arrêtez avec votre politique de baïtage.
Order. What is happening here?
I wish...
I have given the floor to one person only. You have to, somebody will rebut. This is not debate in Parliament. You can't stop and narrate, and you can, somebody else will rebut. You continue.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to express my full...
You have, Honorable Navar, you have to listen to me. You don't have the right to talk, to make other speeches in Parliament once you have finished with your debate. You participated in debate, and now debate is finished for you. Let the Honorable man talk. Honorable Oyan Navar, don't go beyond my ruling. You know what is waiting for you. The population is listening to you. You can't become a narrator and now you debate when another narrator is talking. You can't do that.
Don't shout at me.
This is not the issue. This is me.
This is the issue. You don't shout at me.
I am asking you to withdraw from the chamber. You're going too far. Please, withdraw. Withdraw from the chamber. Withdraw from the chamber. The population is listening to you. You want to invent Parliament. You finish your speech. Let the orator speak. This is Parliament. Parliament, one by one. No! You are preventing another woman. One woman presented the policy, another woman is speaking, and this is what you're doing. You're bringing down the dignity of women.
Sir, on a point of order, I think I heard the Honourable Member Oyan Navar Mari say that you are shouting like a dog. I would like you to clarify this, please. Thank you.
If you said that, if you, one by one, Honourable Member, you don't have the floor. I am talking to you. If you said that, please withdraw that, and you withdraw from the chamber. I will check on that. But for now, you withdraw from the House. Order. That was a sense of humor. Stop with that. What you're saying, I take it as a sense of humor. But don't go beyond that. That was a sense of... Okay, now you continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to express my full and unreserved support for the Education Amendment Bill number 6 of 2023, as this piece of legislation has the potential to transform the education system in Mauritius and provide a better future for our children. The focus of the bill is the setting of a National Examinations Board and confer powers upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector on the recommendations of the board. Creole Mauricien features as one of the subjects. Creole Mauricien is being given further recognition through the process and testifies strongly its importance within the pedagogical and curricular premises of our domestic education policy. This is a crucial step towards improving the quality of education in Mauritius and ensuring that our students are equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to succeed in the global economy. The establishment of a centralized national education examination board will provide a standardized system of assessment and evaluation that will create a fair and consistent education system for all students. The board will develop and administer national level exams, regardless of the school they attend. This system will ensure that all students are subjected to the same standard of assessment and evaluation, which will ensure that the quality of education is consistent throughout the country. Additionally, the proposed board will play a vital role in providing recognition of qualifications. With a centralized system of assessment and evaluation, it will be easier to assess the qualification of students and compare them against a standardized benchmark. This will be especially beneficial for students who may have completed their secondary education in remote or less privileged areas. The standardized system will ensure that their qualifications are recognized at the same level as students from other regions. Mr. Speaker, sir, I firmly believe that the establishment of a national examination board can bring significant benefits to the education system. One of the most significant advantages of such a board is that it can help to reduce the workload on teachers, thereby enhancing the quality of education and improving the overall efficiency of the system. Currently, teachers are burdened with the responsibility of preparing and grading exams, which can be a time-consuming process. This workload often takes away from the valuable time teachers could be spending in the classroom, engaging with their students and imparting knowledge. The establishment of a national examination board will significantly reduce the burden on teachers, as they will no longer have to spend time creating and grading exams. With a centralized board responsible for assessment and evaluation, teachers can focus more on delivering high-quality education. This will lead to a more efficient and effective education system, as teachers can concentrate on teaching instead of administrative tasks. The result will be improved learning outcomes for students, as they will benefit from the undivided attention of their teachers, who will have more time and resources to invest in their learning. Furthermore, the establishment of a national examinations board will create a more consistent and equitable system of assessment and evaluation. Standardized exams developed and administered by the board will ensure that all students are subjected to the same standard of assessment, regardless of their school or location. This will create a level playing field for all students and ensure that their achievements are recognized at the same level. This, in turn, will improve the overall quality of education in the country. Conclusively, the establishment of a national examinations board will bring significant benefits to the education system. By reducing the workload on teachers and creating a more consistent and equitable system of assessment and evaluation, we can create a more efficient and effective education system that provides high-quality education to all students. It is my hope that we can work together to establish this institution and create a brighter future for our youth. Furthermore, conferring powers upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector on the recommendations of the board is a crucial step towards recognizing the achievements of our students. Mr. Speaker, sir, currently there is no standardized system of certification in the secondary education subsector, which can lead to inconsistencies in the recognition of qualifications. With the University of Mauritius conferring certificates, all students will have access to a recognized and respected qualification that can open doors to higher education and employment opportunities. Mr. Speaker, sir, the education system in Mauritius is undoubtedly the backbone of our country. Education is the cornerstone of any progressive society, and it is through education that individuals can become responsible, productive members of society. The importance of education in driving economic and social development cannot be overstated. It is the key to unlocking the potential of our country and our people. In this context, the Education Amendment Bill number 6 of 2023 is a vital piece of legislation that seeks to further enhance the quality and relevance of our education system. The bill aims to establish a national examinations board and confer power upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector on the recommendation of the board. This is a significant step in the right direction to ensure that our educational system remains competitive and relevant in the 21st century. The importance of education in driving economic growth and development is well established. According to the World Bank, every additional year of education can increase an individual earning by 10%. In addition, a study by UNESCO found that education is one of the most effective ways to reduce poverty, improve health outcomes, and promote social inclusion. Furthermore, education is essential for the development of critical thinking skills, which are crucial in the current knowledge-based economy. Critical thinking skills enable individuals to analyze complex issues, evaluate evidence, and make informed decisions. These skills are essential in today's world, where technology and innovation are constantly changing the way we work and live. The Education Amendment Bill is a crucial step towards ensuring that our education system remains relevant and competitive in the 21st century. The establishment of a national examinations board will provide a standardized system of assessment and evaluation for students in the secondary education sector. This will help to ensure the quality of education and the recognition of qualification. With a centralized board, all students will have an equal opportunity to succeed and be recognized for their achievements. Moreover, conferring powers upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector on the recommendation of the board will help to standardize the certification process. This will ensure that all students have access to a recognized and respected qualification that can open doors to higher education and employment opportunities. This can lead to increased social mobility and better life chances for our citizens. The establishment of a national examination board will provide a uniform and standardized approach to the examination process, ensuring that all students are evaluated on a level playing field. Standardized assessments are essential for the effective evaluation of educational system, and they have been demonstrated to be reliable and valid measures of students' achievement. Standardized assessment help to ensure that students are being evaluated on the same attributes and skills, regardless of where they attend school. This promotes fairness and equal opportunities, as well as accurate assessment of students' performance. Mr. Speaker, sir, the National Examinations Board will be responsible for setting examination standards and guidelines for all secondary school students in Mauritius. This will help to ensure that all students receive a high-quality education and that their achievements are recognized on a national level. The board will also help to identify areas where improvements can be made, such as curriculum development or teachers' training. Furthermore, the National Examinations Board will provide a central point for collation and analysis of examination data, which will enable educators and policymakers to make informed decisions about the education system. This data can be used to identify strengths and weaknesses in the system, as well as trends and patterns in students' achievement. This information can help to guide policy decisions and to ensure that resources are being used effectively to improve the education system. The conferral of powers upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector on the recommendation of the National Examinations Board is a significant step forward for the education system in Mauritius. This reform will bring many benefits to the education system and the country as a whole. Mr. Speaker, sir, this reform will strengthen the credibility and recognition of certificates awarded in the secondary education subsector. Currently, the quality of education and the value of certificate can vary between schools. By having a standardized approach to examinations and certification, this will ensure that all students receive a high-quality education and that their achievements are recognized and valued. This reform will additionally open up new opportunities for students to pursue higher education and career opportunities both locally and internationally. The certificates awarded by the University of Mauritius will be recognized by universities and employers around the world, providing greater opportunities for our students to further their education and careers. Mr. Speaker, sir, our government is deeply committed to ensuring that our education system is accountable and able to meet the challenges of the 21st century. The establishment of a National Examinations Board is an essential step towards achieving this goal. The board will bring greater accountability to the education system, ensuring that all schools are held to the same high standards. Mr. Speaker, sir, currently there are significant disparities in the quality of education provided by different schools, which can lead to disparities in students' achievement. Furthermore, the National Examination Board will create a more transparent and accountable education system. The board will be responsible for developing and administering national-level exams, which will provide a standardized benchmark for assessing students' achievement. This will make it easier to assess the quality of education provided by different schools and hold them accountable for their performance. Schools that consistently perform poorly on these exams will be identified and provided with additional resources and support to help them improve. By creating a more accountable education system, the National Examinations Board will help to raise the overall quality of education in the country. The board will ensure that all students are well prepared for the challenges of the 21st century, equipping them with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in today's rapidly changing world. In conclusion, the establishment of a national examination board is an essential reform that will bring greater accountability to the education system by ensuring that all schools are held to the same high standards and that students are evaluated on a level playing field. We can create a more transparent, equitable, and effective education system. Furthermore, this reform will also benefit the economy of Mauritius. By providing a high-quality education to our students, we will be producing a skilled workforce that is able to compete in the global marketplace. This will attract investment and create new job opportunities, leading to economic growth and prosperity for the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I cannot stress enough the importance of investing in our education system. The Education Amendment Bill is a crucial piece of legislation that will have a significant impact on the future of Mauritius and its citizens. The establishment of a National Examination Board and the conferral of powers upon the University of Mauritius to award certificates in the secondary education subsector are steps in the right direction towards building a better future for our country. Education has been and always will be a cornerstone of a prosperous and civilized society. As Aristotle once said, education is the best provision for all age. With this bill, we are investing in the future of our children and our country. Mr. Speaker, sir, education is not just about imparting knowledge. It is also about instilling values such as critical thinking, empathy, and social responsibility. By investing in our children's education, we are investing in the future leaders of our nation. To end, I wish to congratulate the Honorable Leela Devi Dukan Lakshman, Minister of Education, Vice Prime Minister, for bringing to the House the Education Amendment Bill. Let us not miss this opportunity to invest in our children and their future. Let us support the Education Amendment Bill and work together to build a brighter future for Mauritius. Thank you for your attention.
Monsieur le Président, malgré tout le pessimisme de l'intervenante qui m'a précédé, l'honorable Ariane Navarre-Marie, je préfère voir le côté positif de cet amendement et ce qu'elle va représenter pour notre langue maternelle. Et justement, il était temps, Monsieur le Président, de concrétiser un nouveau pas dans la reconnaissance de notre belle langue créole. Je dirais même qu'il était grand temps de renforcer sa présence dans notre système éducatif afin de donner toutes les chances de succès à nos enfants. Et la réussite scolaire, ça, tous les pédagogues du monde le savent, passe par l'utilisation de la langue maternelle dans l'éducation. Voici donc encore une mesure historique que notre gouvernement souhaite amener et que cette auguste Assemblée s'apprête à voter. Je veux parler ici, Monsieur le Président, de l'Education Amendment Bill 2023, qui va introduire le créole mauricien comme matière d'examen dans le secondaire. Pour ma part, j'ai particulièrement à cœur de défendre ce projet d'amendement qui va renforcer notre mauricianisme et à commencer par les compétences éducatives de nos enfants. Le créole mauricien, notre belle langue maternelle, est parlé dans pratiquement toutes les maisons de Maurice. Aussi, nous devons consacrer tous nos efforts, Monsieur le Président, à lui donner la place qu'elle mérite dans l'éducation de nos enfants, qui sont les acteurs du monde de demain. Cet amendement, Monsieur le Président, prévoit justement d'introduire un nouveau cédule à l'Education Act. petite en apparence, certes, mais immense dans ses implications, et il sera, je le pressens déjà, une locomotive pour beaucoup d'autres mesures allant dans le même sens. En effet, cet ajustement de l'Education Amendment Bill 2023 viendra à lui tout seul mauricianiser notre système d'éducation et en particulier notre système d'évaluation. Et ce sera fait d'une pierre deux coups. D'abord, par la création d'un comité national d'examen qui va délivrer les diplômes localement, ce qui est déjà une grande première dans l'histoire de l'éducation à Maurice. Et en plus, c'est une nouvelle matière d'examen qui va être également créée. J'ai nommé donc, Monsieur le Président, le créole mauricien. Voilà donc un amendement majeur et décisif qui comportera plusieurs implications en amont et en aval. En effet, l'introduction des examens pour la matière créole mauricien sera un maillon important du système éducatif qui permettra une continuité de la scolarité. En amont de la mesure, nous devons nous rappeler que c'est en 2012, il y a 10 ans, que le créole mauricien faisait son entrée à l'école primaire comme matière optionnelle. Et dès la rentrée de 2012, un peu plus de 3000 parents avaient déjà choisi l'option créole pour les enfants en première année. Puis, le créole mauricien a été introduit comme matière au secondaire avec les cours fondation. Notre amendement d'aujourd'hui, Monsieur le Président, s'inscrit donc dans une perspective historique. Après l'introduction du créole mauricien comme matière enseignée dans le primaire et dans le secondaire, c'est une suite logique et naturelle que d'en faire une véritable matière d'examen. Cela va encourager davantage de parents et d'élèves à prendre le créole mauricien comme option, puisque cette option permettra désormais d'obtenir des points aux examens. Et vous remarquerez, Monsieur le Président, qu'il ne s'agit pas pour ce gouvernement de tirer la couverture à lui. Il est nullement question pour nous de nier la contribution du précédent gouvernement qui a introduit le créole mauricien à l'école. Nous ne sommes pas là non plus pour écraser ce que les autres ont fait de bien avant nous. Cette nouvelle mesure d'introduire le créole mauricien comme matière d'examen démontre la volonté du gouvernement pour faire passer en premier l'intérêt de la population et le bien-être de ses citoyens. Le gouvernement va toujours privilégier la continuité des affaires de l'État. Pas comme certains antipatriotes que je ne vais pas nommer, mais que nous connaissons bien et qui ne cessent de dénigrer et de détruire rien que pour le plaisir. Je vous dis donc, Monsieur le Président, que la langue créole fait désormais partie intégrante du cursus scolaire aux élèves depuis 10 ans. L'heure était venue de consolider cette avancée en l'inscrivant aux examens au niveau secondaire. C'est un pas de géant que ce gouvernement s'engage ainsi à faire et sa portée sera gigantesque pour la mauricianisation de notre système éducatif. Il est indéniable, Monsieur le Président, que l'introduction du créole mauricien aux examens est une grande avancée pour lui donner le statut de langue qui lui revient de plein droit. Faire du créole mauricien une matière d'examen, c'est le hisser au niveau de langue d'enseignement au même titre que toutes les autres langues, telles que l'anglais, le mandarin, l'arabe ou l'hindi. C'est aussi valoriser la position du créole parmi les différentes langues utilisées à Maurice. Nous parlons tous plusieurs langues, toutefois, le créole mauricien, c'est la seule qui est vraiment comprise par tous. C'est notre langue maternelle, c'est notre expression naturelle et c'est celle qui nous permet de verbaliser nos pensées, nos émotions, nos connaissances comme aucune autre langue ne peut le faire. On retiendra également que l'enseignement de la langue maternelle comme matière validée par un examen permet à l'élève de mieux valoriser les connaissances implicites ou informelles acquises dans son environnement de tous les jours. L'élève qui possède des compétences en créole mauricien pourra maintenant les faire valoir dans son parcours scolaire et ainsi maximiser ses chances de réussite aux examens. En d'autres termes, cet amendement va créer une opportunité supplémentaire de passer avec succès les examens pour tous les enfants qui choisissent cette option. Quand nos élèves, Monsieur le Président, sont intelligents et notre créole mauricien est une source précieuse qui est encore à peine exploitée de savoir cognitif, qu'il convient de valoriser dans le patrimoine éducatif. Cet amendement, Monsieur le Président, va donner au créole mauricien la chance d'avoir sa place sur un certificat, d'être inscrit en bonne et due forme sur un certificat. Et nous le savons tous, ce que cela représente de nos jours, d'avoir un diplôme. Nous pouvons déjà visualiser ici la fierté que ce sera pour les élèves ou pour leurs parents lorsqu'ils obtiendront un diplôme en créole mauricien avec distinction. Oui, ce sera une fierté pour tous les élèves, parents, professeurs et même pour la nation mauricienne. Une très belle façon, Monsieur le Président, d'honorer notre langue maternelle. En aval de la mesure, il faut également considérer que le créole mauricien, comme matière d'examen, pourra encourager davantage de vocations. Ce sera non seulement une porte grande ouverte vers le développement des études créoles, mais cela va contribuer également à créer de nouveaux postes d'enseignement. Quelle belle reconnaissance au passage, Monsieur le Président, pour tous les militants de la langue créole. Cet amendement introduisant l'option créole mauricien comme matière d'examen est une façon pour le gouvernement de reconnaître leur effort. Avec cet ajustement, nous pouvons mesurer le chemin parcouru en grande partie grâce à eux. Quel plus bel exemple pour montrer que notre gouvernement travaille toujours main dans la main avec la société civile, les citoyens et les intellectuels qui œuvrent pour le bien commun. En tant que député de la circonscription numéro 4, je souhaite moi aussi saluer leur engagement et leur dévouement, tous ces militants de la langue créole. Je veux leur adresser mes chaleureuses félicitations et tout mon support pour cette cause qui est mon engagement de chaque jour, que ce soit auprès de mes mandants et de leurs enfants, que ce soit dans cet hémicycle ou sur le terrain international, lorsque je suis amenée à représenter Maurice à l'étranger. Monsieur le Président, notre belle langue maternelle a dû affronter bien des obstacles sur le chemin de la reconnaissance jusqu'à présent. Bon nombre de créolosceptiques se demandent jusqu'à maintenant à quoi peut bien servir l'enseignement du créole mauricien à l'école. Nous comprenons leurs doutes et leurs réticences, surtout avec la chape de plomb des préjugés qui ont pesé de tout leur poids sur le destin de notre langue maternelle pendant longtemps. Rappelez-vous que dans un passé pas si lointain, Monsieur le Président, on ne disait même pas langue créole, on disait patois. La question du créole mauricien à l'école a fait couler beaucoup d'encre et occasionné des débats houleux. Certains pensent même qu'elle a été la pomme de la discorde. Je répondrai donc, Monsieur le Président, qu'il est temps d'enterrer la hache de guerre autour de la langue créole. Il nous faut changer d'approche sur la question et nous avons déjà changé d'approche sur la question. Avec cet amendement qui donne une vraie liberté aux parents, nous sommes dans la réconciliation de tous les points de vue. Car le créole mauricien, en tant que matière optionnelle d'examen, est aussi une façon de respecter pleinement la décision de tous ceux qui veulent la choisir comme option. Quant à tous ceux qui ont choisi l'option créole mauricien pour leur enfant, ils auront la possibilité de continuer sur cette lancée, et comme nous l'avons dit tout à l'heure, de couronner ce choix par un diplôme en bonne et due forme. Et vous remarquerez au passage, Monsieur le Président, la démarche progressive qui est adoptée par ce gouvernement, une démarche progressive et progressiste. Aller pas à pas mesurer le chemin parcouru avant de prendre d'autres décisions qui ont une importance pour l'avenir de notre jeune nation, tout en s'appuyant sur les avis éclairés de nos pédagogues, de nos intellectuels et de nos militants, loin de toute considération démagogique ou partisane. C'est une marque de sagesse qui fait la spécificité de ce gouvernement et qu'il convient de saluer ici. Enfin, cet amendement est une étape, je dirais même plus un milestone, qui nous permet de regarder avec confiance et optimisme vers l'avenir. Il sera important et utile de mesurer les effets dans le temps de cette nouvelle mesure afin de continuer à renforcer le statut de notre créole mauricien et de son inclusion dans l'espace public. Et vous pouvez compter sur moi en tant que député pour continuer à militer fidèlement pour cette cause. En ce qui me concerne, ma porte sera toujours ouverte en tant que député de la circonscription numéro 4 pour tous ceux et celles qui veulent s'exprimer sur la question, pour tous ceux et celles qui veulent construire la nation mauricienne de demain dans la fraternité, dans la discussion sincère et dans l'action collective. Monsieur le Président, j'ai récemment participé à un atelier de travail en Afrique du Sud et j'ai remarqué, et cela m'a frappé d'ailleurs, de constater que les différents pays de la SADC chantaient leur hymne national en langue maternelle. Qu'il nous soit permis de rêver ou de souhaiter ici, Monsieur le Président, d'un hymne national chanté en créole mauricien dans les fonctions officielles par nos élèves et par tous les Mauriciens. C'est une matière de réflexion que j'aurais aimé suggérer humblement, car je pense que notre hymne national est entonné dans notre langue maternelle. On pourra pleinement ressentir et exprimer sa signification dans toute sa profondeur. Et comme on dit, Monsieur le Président, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Pourquoi ne pas envisager qu'un jour les débats de cette auguste assemblée se fassent en créole? Et d'ailleurs, il y a eu pas mal de requêtes dans ce sens. Bien sûr, il ne convient pas de brûler les étapes. On sait que tout cela demande beaucoup de travail, de préparation, et le gouvernement est bien conscient qu'avant d'en arriver là, il y a un bon nombre d'étapes à franchir, et cela passe par un système éducatif. C'est donc ce pas en avant que nous franchissons aujourd'hui avec cet amendement. Pour finir, Monsieur le Président, je souhaite beaucoup de bonheur et de succès à tous les élèves, à tous les parents et tous les enseignants qui choisiront le créole mauricien comme option au secondaire, une fois cet amendement décisif validé par cette auguste assemblée. Quand je ne doute pas, Monsieur le Président, que tous les honorables membres ici présents, chassant mettre de côté leurs considérations politiques, seront convaincus du bien fondé et de l'importance de cette mesure historique. Je vous remercie pour votre attention.
Honourable members, I'll suspend the sitting for 30 minutes.